have a look at Doctor Who magazine for this month. Look at me again. I always feel good about myself when I actually like do something. Like, look at that! I got this. It actually worked. Now, second, share screen. So we have came out today, new Doctor Who magazine, right? Now again, for me, I found Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson to be somewhat delightful as a Doctor and companion, right? The big gay dance scene at the beginning, I could like see past, right? It wasn't. I could even see the character do that. Now, again, I want to be clear. I don't think I think this series is a second reboot, essentially of the series, and it's virtually unrecognizable from the classic series or even anything up until the end of Peter Capaldi, right? It's very ideologically driven. However, this story I found fine. I found it like just delightful, right? I really did. I wasn't bothered with the fantasy elements being injected, other than the chicks with dicks, obviously. I found that bit of a problem. But yeah, a new TARDIS I don't like at all. It's ridiculously big and just doesn't do anything for me at all in any way, shape, or form. But Millie Gibson and Ncuti Gatwa, so far, with their first hour on screen, I'm watching the second one without having a gun held to my head, right? So that's a bit of a win. And although the Doctor Who magazine now is made by entirely new people, right? All the old guard is gone. The new editor put out this weird video over Christmas. I can't tell if he's a weirdo, if he's okay, if he's not. I can't get a beat on this guy. Jason Quinn, I'll have to read this to see if I can get he seems like a very old school normie editor, right? I mean that's how he comes over to me. Issue 599. So get ready for Shooter's first season. Well, we know about that. It's going to be in April, isn't it, or May? Ruby Road recorded. What's this? The Church on Ruby Road. The first story after the Giga, introduction to the Giga, will be published later this month and will be available as a talking book in February. So, yeah, the people doing these talking books I felt were really unimpressive, right? So it's Angela Winter plays the grandmother, is going to read the audiobook. I don't know. Actually, that doesn't sound so bad, quite frankly. That sounds like that voice would meet, right? But why isn't Ncuti Gatwa doing it? Why isn't Millie Gibson doing it? All right. I don't know. The editors are written by fantasy writer Esme Jikimie Pearson. I think when I see a female writer, right, I assume identity hire. Why? Because I've seen so many poorly written things because they were by identity hires, essentially, including the destruction of Star Wars. Why did Star Wars and get destroyed and Indiana Jones? Because Kathleen Kennedy is not qualified for a job, and she got a job because she has a vagina, right? Not that makes you a woman anymore, but she also identifies as a woman, right? She was the principal of the moment. And I would love to be on board with this, right? Not to have this negative reaction, but it's the world that we live in, and not a world we live in that I'm happy about. Also out this month, as reported last year, the audiobook of the Six Doctors Attack of the Cybermen, read by David Banks. The cover shown here features a modified version of the original cover by Colin Howard. I would get that if it was read by Colin Baker, right? Come back here. So, oh God, this is an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment because Callum Weston did a fan version, or animated version of Celestial Toymaker Episode 1 that was beautiful, right? Absolutely beautiful. And the BBC have been working on this frankly shit version or a recreation of the Celestial Toymaker. It's just awful, right? I like Callum Weston's one worked because it's It's genuinely beautiful, right? It looks gorgeous. It really works, and it gives over the idea of the story. But also, again, there's artistry there. The art. Look at this shit. I mean, really? Look at this. I mean, it's just crap. And I get it. It does kind of work for this, but this type of story. But Callum one was 100 times better, like 100 times better. So somebody's taken over the these figures. There's going to be 12-inch tall ones. Some from Eagle Moss. Yeah, Eagle Moss went under, including TARDIS's, First Doctor TARDIS, and Spaceship Starlight Saucer Pioneering Wave. I don't know. Not really. Oh, look, they brought out something that's not going to sell at all. Doctor and Bruce Lee. Look, you'll get people's grannies buying this and purple head feminists, but like, I can't imagine they're going to cover the cost of the print run. Frankly, I'm getting really. I'm really thinking I'm going to get, even though this is really expensive. This looks freaking gorgeous. Series A production diary. It's 280 page volume, right? And it's expensive. That's the problem. How much is this? £66. Was it American, right? And then add shipping to it. It's expensive, right? It is expensive. I think maybe they should have gone for a softback. Is it softback? I can't remember. Yeah, I think they should have gone for a softback with this. But yeah, look, the 280 page crown with rare photos and design. Yeah, look, this looks freaking awesome. It does look awesome. I think I'm gonna hate myself if I don't buy it. I think that one's next paycheck I can get that. Letter on a Showrunner. We'll read that another time. Sontarans versus Rutons coming out from January, February, March, and April. Right, they don't do 4 disc box sets anymore. I guess they realized they're not selling. So this one I wasn't really that on board for getting. And then I saw they're having the young War Doctor in it, and most of the writers in it are pretty solid. I like Rutons and Sontarans, so I'll give it a go. Right, I'll give it a go. I think the first one's probably going to be the weakest, but hopefully they'll get better from there. Galactic Forum. People like beating the meat. What's this about? Indian. What's his name? Indian Isaac Newton. Yeah, I just wish they would have an honest debate in this, right? Have an honest conversation. So this guy gets a letter of the week. So he likes Heaven Sent. I think I understand why that was the number one story, right? They talk a bit about the Daleks in color, and yeah, look, this picture says it all, right? It doesn't sell it to me in color at all. Hopefully, AI will be able to do something in the future where they can like analyze it and then create an image frame by frame of what it would have looked like if it was filmed in color in that time period. What's this? 8 questions on the Shooting Gatwa. Reflects on the role in a new audio adaptation of the Dickens classic David Copperfield. Okay, whatever. A deep dive into making Doctor Who at the recent Royal Television screening. Maybe I'll be interested. I'm not sure. I might see that. Find out what it takes to be the 40th Doctor stand-in. I don't care. Oh, God, leave me alone. Okay, again, my premise is the more that you see trans people, the less acceptance there will be of transgenderism or sexual. I don't want to say the word deviancy. Sexual, not minority either. Fringe sexuality, right? Christy D and Juno Dawson. I don't know about the third guy, but God, they just make me want to retch. They really do, and it's not. I'm not like saying, oh, a trans person, I want to vomit. No, I'm saying that I think their attitude is disgusting and awful. He'll be liking dye redheads. What? An 83 convention where the fourth Dr. Tom Baker takes questions from fans. That I would totally watch. At Chicago TARDIS. They must have paid him a fair bit from that. Right? So this guy's enjoying the water and light thing. You can just see a TARDIS in the background. That was actually a nice idea. I thought that was one of the nicer ideas they had in this anniversary. Production director, God, leave me alone. You know, like, look, Nick Scott Hancock, mate. This new era isn't as stunning and brave as you think. I hate to tell you. So this goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. Benjamin Cook's set report about the bi-generation, talking about bi-generation, which was a very weak aspect of this Doctor Who, right? Was a very, very, very weak aspect of it. It's probably one of the weakest aspects of New Who. And look, it goes on forever. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 pages long. Oh, yeah, here's who's reading it. So Jacqueline King reading The Star Beast. Okay, Dan Starkey reading The Giggle. Escape the Daleks by Steve Lyons, read by Katie Manning. That one sounds okay. And at least Bonnie Langford. Why doesn't Bonnie Langford read The Giggle? No, she's not even in Wild Blue Bloody Yonder. All of it just seems very lackluster to me. I'm sorry. It feels weirdly full circle, like the universe has put us together. Shooty Gatwa. Doctor, in their only joint magazine interview anywhere in the universe, the 2 doctors, cool young buck Shooty Gatwa, and the one we all remember from our childhood, David Tennant's, compare notes. This article sounds more interesting than the 8-article set report. It took me 11, really? I don't know. Maybe we'll go over that. 60 moments in time. No, that's a moment I'm not going to buy. Time and space visualizer. Why isn't that not? I hate it when they move things around, right? So it was Rusty Davis, Nolly written by Aaron, produced Rusty Davis, Peter Hall, and as what did it win? RTS Northwest. Tosin Cole's in theater, fine. John Bishop is on tour, okay. Shooty Gut. Well, do you notice how everybody's forgotten you're in Doctor Who? Like your Doctor Who has completely existed. From 26th January, Shooty Gut can be seen as Second Lieutenant Robert Daniels in Master of the Air. This Apple TV Plus series tells the story of the 100th bombardment group in the American Air Force during World War II. Okay. Karen Callan-Ginnin, Alex Kingston, Hugh Bonneville, and Simon Russell Beale lead the cast of Douglas is Cancelled, produced by Stephen Moffat. The 4-part series will be on ITV, focus on cancer. That's interesting. Nicola Coglu, don't care. Lenny Rush, super don't care. Nita Dobson, care, but not care enough to listen to read it. Christopher Eccleston, you thought, I'm a socialist, me. That's £50. That's £200 for my signature. Yeah, that's what most socialists say. Karen Gillan is currently filming a new horror film, The Life of Chuck. I like Karen Gillan. And I know I like Karen Gillan because I don't fancy Karen Gillan, so I must actually like Karen Gillan. Jenna Coleman's in a Lisa Castle Jackdaw. Film tells the story of a smuggling job gone wrong and one man's revenge. Okay, and then Colin Baker and Sophie Aldred are to join Peter Purvis and Colin Score in the care home drama I don't care. On this day, month in 66, I wasn't born, not really interested in me. Ruby Sunday, Jewel in the Crown. Now, look, she's a very, 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 very beautiful woman, right? How about making her look a little bit more eye candy? I mean, do you not remember Perry? Spandex and heels. I think that was a good combination. It's a good combination that I think you want to think about. That's the entirety of her interview? What? That's it? Really? I was going for a few. That's it? Man, this looks a filler. So this is, oh God, if they didn't build it up for a fucking year, this wouldn't be so awful. And if it obviously didn't cost as much bloody money as it cost, this wouldn't be. It's not awful. It wouldn't be such a like dud, right? I am saying, look, it seems antiseptic and featureless. The console is ridiculously large, as is the room, right? It just seems antiseptic and featureless. It seems to have no warmth to it whatsoever. And putting a jukebox in it doesn't really help. So I guess these are all production sketches or something. Yeah. So again, I like it's not good that those two fans was able to produce a CGI version from like this teeny tiny picture and get it pretty much 100% accurate, right? A lot of people don't like the new Sonic screwdriver. I kind of do, actually. It's weird, but I actually do kind of like it. I think it's I like doing new things, right? I like them doing new things. And I never want to like, look, if you do new things, a lot of times they're going to come out badly. You're going to come out with duds. They're going to come out with mistakes. What's this one? See a better selection way. Sign up to Callum Western and Dino Puff. Fine. I would love to see more. Is there a campaign out there to fund him to do episodes 2 and 3? I would 100% promote the hell out of that, and I would fund that. Although that would kill that. Like, why would he do that? That would kill his career. Well, don't make an enemy of the BBC. Just ask Christopher Eccleston. Don't make an enemy of the BBC. It's not worth it, right? It's really genuinely not worth it, right? Do not make an enemy of the BBC, right? Because I wouldn't buy the animation if I had the Colin Weston one, right? I just wouldn't do that. Soderman says the music was awful. What are we talking about? I don't know. We're going to need subtitles for that, David Cobfield, says Soderman. Kind of, yeah, probably, right? Probably, but it'll be very diverse and reflect society. No, it won't. How is showing the teeniest tiny segment in society a reflection of society? I don't understand. So again, but I find the sonic screwdriver. Honestly, it works best as a phallic, object. They can point. But I'm up to them trying new things. I never want to discourage trying new things, but sometimes you try new things, they will fail, right? This one, is this a presenter of Blue Peter? Fuck me. If that's a presenter of Blue Peter, then I think Blue Peter fans must feel very similar to Doctor Who fans. They got this show that I guess you don't have the fandom of a Blue Peter fan. That's something you watch when you're a kid and then kind of stop when you outgrow it. But like this new version of it with like, what is this weirdo troglodyte woman? Does she always look like that? With of course a rainbow lightning on it. Oh, for God's sake. I mean, like I can see her meeting this little girl saying, I like to eat pussy. I do. You want to try it? Right? I kind of that's how it feels. So there's what happens when two British TV institutions coverage in the same convergent space and time. They both get woke as hell. If the space and time is the BBC in 2024. Magical. So Paul Curtley discovers when he joined the Blue Peter team and their very special guest for a exclusive tour of the set. I've always liked Blue Peter's integration with Doctor Who. I always thought that was good. But just not this weird groomy version of Doctor Who, which is very weird and very groomy, right? It is weird and groomy. Okay, here's another picture of her. Does she still have all the weird shit on her face? Yeah, okay, she has all the weird shit on her face. Okay, I don't think I'm going to read that. That sounds like reasonably cack. First class post. So Ceres Doyle is a post-production producer and Liv Duffin is a post-production supervisor on the recent Doctor Who specials. And the full series is, and the full series coming in May. They tell Simon Gurry about their final busy period, getting the episode ready for broadcast. I find these things to be somewhat space filler. Honestly, I think they should just go to Doctor Who magazine being 80 pages or less. Robert Dunlop concludes the story about story of Denton DeGray extra agency who populated the 1960s Doctor Who with the numerous Dalek slaves near the camp. I wasn't interested in the first part. I'm not interested in the second part. Okay, but not nice, I guess. But yeah, this is just straight in the bottom of the barrel. Memory Worm. Sophie ordered to pay the same Doctor today's tearaway chum. Chum. That's so much like this new editor. But has fallen to the memory-sapping invertebrate loose on Earth. Okay. Much about Sophie Orgis made a lot more sense when she talked about having her son who was a drag queen, right? Okay. So I guess even if you're like on the fringes of the entertainment industry, it's damaging for your kids and your family, right? So now we go. Shooting Gatwa's debut in Doctor Who magazine. That's written by Alan Barnes, drawn by Lee Sullivan. Why they're keeping Lee Sullivan around is beyond me. There's so much more talent you can get, better talent you can get. But here's the trouble: they can only afford to do 6 pages of artwork. We have 6 pages of script now, right? So I'm halfway through. I haven't seen Shooting Gatwa's Doctor, and here he comes. And it's essentially a 2-page spread. Manchester 24 AD. Okay. Well, I'll see what this is like. But again, yeah, the Shooter's Doctor's hardly in this, frankly. But you know, I'll read it. I'll let you know what I think. Fact of Fiction and Good Man Goes to War. I think that's where Doctor Who first really came off the rails in the modern era. Right, I thought I liked Moffat's first season. I think the second season very, very diffused. Right, and lots of elements in it I like. Oh, is this Christina Chong? I think it is. Right? Do we have a thing that says who everybody is? Yeah, Christina Chong, who apparently is a massive cunt. Right, a massive cunt who. I think she was behind trying to cancel Noel Clarke. It just seems like animosity to me. Although, again, all these revelations about Epstein with like Alan Dershowitz, I'm like, oh man, it's embarrassing. Good Man Goes to War reviews. Okay, so I guess that they're revamping it, right? They're revamping. So audio anniversary. Did I ever listen to this? My Life in a Mixed State Specimen. I need to check this out. Right, I do need to check this out. I'm not sure I like this illustration. What is it? BBC Radio explores all corners of this invincible cultural phenomenon. I feel there's a real shift moving away from things like Big Finish, things that are fan orientated, to much more corporate things. I really don't like this. Do we have an artist signature, or is this AI, do you think? I don't know. That could be AI. That Seth McCoy is pretty awful. But okay. Yeah, man, all this is very corporate stuff, right? So Hootopia, I didn't even think about buying because I thought it was like a boring little book. I didn't realize it had all this like great artwork and design in it. But yeah, leave me. Ultimate Guide to the Hooniverse. Rose by Rusty Davis. I've never been really a fan of these illustrated by Robert Hack. I know some people are, but for me, it doesn't really do much, right? So what's this? Revenge of the Cyberman and Time on the Rani soundtrack on vinyl. Okay. not really for me, but okay. And Matt, normally we had Big Finish at the beginning. Now I don't think Big Finish are going to make it, right? If they're not being supported the way if they're not being supported the way they used to be, and it looks like they're just waiting to get rid of that license. Well, I don't think they're very interested in classic Doctor Who anymore. So in the Bleak Midwinter, I reviewed that. It was a little bit tired. These are 4 Doctor Who Christmassy stories. 3 Doctor Who Christmassy stories with the excruciating new companion Audacity, which is just awful, right? She's just awful. There's doing nothing good about her whatsoever. She's a self-insert by Lisa McLaughlin, the writer, very, very obviously so. Big Finish putting out a £45 book, The Art of Big Finish. No. I can't, again, are they doing that print on demand, or are they doing that like they did a print run? I can't believe they'll sell out of that. Will they cover their printing costs? This one I'm not really that interested, even though it's got John Colshard reading it, who I think is excellent. But these books on tape just go on for too long, right? They go on like 6 hours. I think 3 hours is the perfect time. Crossword, I'm always shit at that. Leave me alone. Fine. Other worlds. So what else? So this is what we've got coming up. The what was it? The Eighth Doctor Sontaran one, and the Sontaran v Routons. It's interesting. They got Chris in it. I haven't heard him for ages. Right. This is written by Lizzie Hopeley, who I call Lizzie Hopeless for a reason. She's never really that great, but I like the other four. I like the other three writers in this, and I like this TARDIS team, even though I can't really remember them. Is that Lizzie Hopeley right there? I think it might be. I think it might be. I don't know. Don't they have a little legend saying who's where, who these pictures are? I don't know. But I'll review it when I get it. Mrs. Wormwood, played by, what's her name? Who played Mrs. Wormwood? Long forgotten adversary returns to torment. Was it Samantha Bond? That's who it is. Now, didn't she play Moneypenny with Pierce Bronson? Right. I always like the idea of there being an older Bond franchise. I always thought that'd be cool. I'd like to see him hook up with Pierce Bronson. And listen, if I was in any way interested in getting into the audiobooks, it wouldn't be this one. Rebecca Root. So look, Rebecca, darling. I think you're a woman with a penis, right? Which means that I don't think you're a girl. And I don't. That's not an act of hate for me, but I think I don't think this is good for anyone, right? I don't think it's good for you. I don't think it's good. Look, if you're going to transition and have gender reassignment surgery, fine. But so she was a blonde. But you're not doing that, right? That's why I think this is just a kink, right? I think this is really just a kink, and so I'm just not interested in it. Right, look, Big Finish. If you think there's an audience here, good luck to you. I think you're about to find out there isn't. The first Doctor's Chirpiest Companion returns for Future of the Daleks, which is written by Jonathan Morris. What's your favorite Dodo bits? The tits, normally. I would rather ask Lauren Cornelius, who I find far more interesting. I'm looking forward to this release this month, right? I think this is going to be good. But I do, I like Stephen Noonan's First Doctor. I like Lauren Cornelius' Dodo. They got a real great Doctor companion vibe, right? Escape the Dalek to BBC audio release. Probably not going to be that interested. Torchwood, couldn't care less about. Christmas quiz. Let's see if I can get any of these right? Time to cast your mind back to a distant pre-15th Doctor era and check how you fared with our Christmas quiz. So what are the questions? Maybe I'll do that on another stream, right? I'll go over all the questions. See how many I get right. Probably none of them. I'm just always terrible at these things. So 600 issue next month, coming out February 1st. 600 issues young. All this screams of this new editor. Right, and there's really seems like nothing's in it. There's like secret anniversary souvenirs, special supplement, DWM supplement, accessible areas. Okay, competitions, like literally nothing there to sell it to me. And yeah, look, this whole series has flown me by. I kind of like now that Matt Smith hasn't gone back to the role, right? I think that gives it a lot more cachet. I think it makes his Doctor stronger. I really do. But I think it's probably a good idea that he hasn't gone back. I think if he ever does go back, it'll be far more meaningful, right? But yeah, this is just like I'm not interested in whatsoever, right? Again, you have a fat, dumpy, non-white companion hired because she was non-white, right? Just not that interested, right? So let's have a look overview of this issue. How much would I actually be interested in reading? Would I talk about the bi-generation thing? I don't know. Look, here's the truth. Interest in this new era of Doctor Who is in the toilet. So I don't know what stuff you'll be interested in. I might do the Shooty Gatwa, David Tennant. All right, Millie Gibson. Oh no, you know what? Here's what I would do. I would cover stuff on the TARDIS and the making of the new Sonic. That I would certainly cover. What else do they have here? Going to review that, the new comic strip. But yeah, this is a bit of a dud of an issue. Wow. I'm going to say I don't think this is a recommend. I cannot say this is a recommend of an issue. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.